Hi, Dr. Lisa Hamilton here of Hamilton Vision Center located in Littleton and Centennial, Colorado. We are a dry eye specialty center. One of the root causes of dry eye is swelling or inflammation on the eyelid. And the medical term for that is blepharitis. So just like gingivitis is swelling of our, inflammation of our gums, and arthritis is inflammation in our joints, blepharitis just means there's inflammation around the eyelids. The root cause could be any number of conditions, but oftentimes it's the microorganisms that live on our body normally. And a lot of people get creeped out and go, oh, am I dirty? Do I have these? Am I contagious? We all have them. And, this is why we shower. If we didn't shower, we probably wouldn't smell so good. And, our dentists have done a great job of training us from when we're young. We need to brush and floss. I remember asking my dentist, how much teeth do I need to floss? And he said, yeah, the ones you want to keep. So, they've just kind of taught us the importance of oral hygiene. And I think a lot of us don't really think about the need for it around our eyelids and around our eyelashes. And you're kind of wondering what could be growing there. All right, well, the staph bacteria that live on our skin normally, and it's here, right? That's why if we get a cut, we want to put on some antibiotic ointment so we don't get an infection. That staph bacteria loves to go down into those oil-producing glands that are so important for our tear film stability. And they get in there and they overpopulate and cause a lot of inflammation. That's all, and cause the oils to harden. That's also what causes styes. Sometimes we get these little white heads on our lid margin and it's like a little pimple. It's all that same stuff. And then we also have Demodex mites that live in the eyelashes, and they're usually not as much of a cause for dry eye, but we do want to keep their numbers down as well. If their numbers go up too high, then they end up being a problem as well. They basically live in the eyelash follicle, but they come out on the lid margin, and females lay eggs there and they do their mating there. So we'd like to create an environment that discourages that. So what are some products we can use? These products are very easy to find. They're pre-moistened wipes that we can just wipe our lids down with. The products are fairly gentle. This original formula is supposed to be rinsed off with water, and this formula with the plus, you don't need to rinse it. You can just leave it on. These are easy to find. I think, don't quote me on this, I think the approximate price on these is probably, at least on this one, it's probably about $25 or $30 per month. So if you think about annual supply cost, you might be in that $360 range. Easy to find on Amazon and pretty much everywhere. This product right here is one of my favorites. It's completely organic and completely natural. It's Manuka honey. And it also has aloe vera in it and coconut oil and sea salt. And I really love the fact that it's got this little brush. And part of what happens with the staph bacteria is they make a biofilm that goes along the lid margin, just like the bacteria in our mouth makes plaque that has to be cleaned off. That biofilm, so imagine there's these tubes of oil glands, and the bacteria go down in there, and then they make a film that covers over the surface and blocks your oils from getting into your tear film. And we need to get that biofilm off. And this does a great job with that. So you basically just put a pump on here and you close your eyes and you just apply it. And I love this product, and the cost on it is actually less. The cost on this is about $85 for a starter kit. And we get a year supply of the brushes and probably about a 6-month supply of the solution. And then these solution bottles are sold independently, usually for around 20 bucks or 22 or something like that. But I love, love, love this product. This one is AccuShield Gel, also natural okra based. So this one I tend to use a little bit more for the Demodex mites. And this is also anti-inflammatory. So if it's more staph biofilm, I tend to go more for the MyBoClean with the brush. And if it's more Demodex mites, I tend to go more for this. It doesn't mean this wouldn't be great for the staph bacteria as well. That's just my thought process of why I sometimes choose one over the other. And this one's very easy to apply. This one takes literally 5 seconds at night to put it on. And then last but not least, this is hypochlorous acid. And that sounds terrible, but it's very natural. It basically smells a little bit like chlorine, kind of like your swimming pool. And you take a cotton round and you spray it on the cotton round, and then you just apply it to the lid margin. And it's also very effective at reducing the microorganism count on the eyelid. The great thing about these products and keeping our eyelids clean, number one, if we are suffering from our eyes feeling red, burning, feeling gritty, or the eyelid margin is red, or there's any like little styes, little whiteheads on the lid margin, that's an indication that we absolutely should be doing some eyelid cleaning and eyelid hygiene. If we think, well, maybe I'm not really having that, but I'd like to find out if I am, come see us. We've got all kinds of imaging that we can do and show you what your eyelashes look like right up close and personal. Or if you're like, hey, I just like to take a more preventative approach, certainly that's very valid. The dentists don't ever take an approach of let's wait till we have raging problems going on in our mouth and then let's start brushing and flossing. So I think these are all very viable for prevention. You can just start cleaning our eyelid margin at night before we go to sleep.
This is ZoQ Shield Gel, and it is very effective for inhibiting the little mites that live in our eyelashes from mating and laying eggs on the lid margin. It's also very gentle and kind to our surface of our eyes. So what you do is you pull this little plastic tip off, and I just squeeze just a little bit out of here. And then you want to rub this on your finger. This is after you've taken off any makeup, and you want to close your eyes and just run it across the eyelid margin. You just kind of come around to the lower lid, and it's that simple. I'll do some on the other lid. Okay, and that's how you apply it, and then off to bed we are. That's how simple it is. For inflammation on the eyelid, this is MyboClean, and it is a manuka, honey, coconut oil, aloe vera, and sea salt product, all organic. This little brush, similar to a toothbrush, we can use to brush our eyelashes. So we just put one pump on this brush, and then closing our eyelids, we just brush across the eyelids and eyelashes on both eyes. Just gonna go across for about 30 seconds. And these little bristles go across the eyelid and clean the eyelash base and eyelid margin. Okay, and once we're done, it's good to rinse this plastic brush off. So that's done. And then rinse the eyelashes with a little bit of cold water. And then we're ready to go to bed. All right, that is how we use MyboClean.